A big part of any videographer's bag is the mics that they have on them. These days, dual channel mics have been incredibly important for videographers everywhere, but today we're going to be looking at two budget options, so that is a little bit interesting. Let's do it. So there are three different price points in this video today. The Saramonics being $109, the Hollyland Lark M1 being $129, and then the DJI mics $289. That may serve you because of the price point, may serve you because of the quality, or may serve you because of the usability. Let's do a range test on this as a baseline. So as I get further and further away, I'm just hoping that the audio is still coming through. Quality is different between the two, and to see if this, where I am, filming with them or doing bits and pieces. Tyler, just give me a thumbs up if it starts to look a bit janky on the wavelength. Audio kind of editing like ability, you can actually do a lot with it. And if Tyler can looking at really interesting, it's a really nice place, and I just want to test to see if the mics are actually, at the end of the day, I just kind of want to see what it's like, how far I can go for. Keep going. I mean, working in the first place. So there you go. So this is just after I edited pretty much the entire sequence for this video. Of course, when it came to the range test with the Hollyland, the Saramonic and the DJI, what became apparent is that the Hollyland didn't necessarily have the correct gain, maybe, or perhaps it's just a little bit hot. So what I wanted to do here is just test all three mics. So I do have them on me at the moment. So this is the Hollyland Lark M1, making sure that the gain is correct, and to see if the audio is pretty good. This is the Saramonic Blink500 B2. And then this is the DJI. Just wanted to see if the audio is working correctly. And now let's go to the Saramonic to see if that's going well. And then last but not least, we have the Hollyland. Let me know what you think. Looking at the audio now in the edit, the Hollyland does have really good clean audio. With our range test, I think it proved it had a decent range, and to a certain extent it kind of almost beat the DJI. The Saramonic, I think, had more kind of warmth to it, which, has its own benefits. There's only 20 quid in between the two, so quality difference is not massive, but I would say that the Saramonic did pick up a little bit more noise in general in the background. And then the DJI was just pretty clean, all things considered. There is one more side which I think you need to consider when looking at these kind of purchases. You've also got the software there to be able to support what you're creating quite well. If I'm using, for example, Adobe Podcast, this very loud environment can get completely cut out, and it doesn't necessarily matter if I have a really expensive mic on. Let's talk a little bit about the cases and stuff. So when it came to the case for the Hollyland, it is made out of fairly cheap plastic, but at £129, this is kind of what you're going to be expecting in terms of like build quality for a case to charge your mics. It's nice to have that ability to charge it all in one, which makes charging things a lot easier, and that's actually really important when it comes to kit for a videographer, is to make sure that they have the ability to charge things easily as possible, to make sure that they're not taking up too many USB spots with an extra mic. Now, the Saramonic I actually found to be really good audio quality. It was nice and bassy, it did have really good audio to it in general, and although the size is not necessarily something that I like, I think in terms of a piece of gear for someone to start out with, this is brilliant. And at £109, I can quite easily even see me getting one of these because it's a decent backup. It's not perfect by any way, shape or form, but it is a decent backup. My favourite out of the two, I think, would probably be the Lark, mainly because of that charging case. When I had to charge these mics for the actual shoot itself, I had to take up 3 USB slots on my computer to actually be able to charge them all. The other side when it came to the Lark M1 is that the size is actually really good. Then I think the Hollyland Lark M1 would probably be my choice out of them if I didn't already have the DJI. Now the DJI mics offer a great baseline, they are incredibly high quality, but at over £100 more expensive than these two, you're going to be expecting that. Again, I've used wireless mics for a long time, and I did actually have a cheap set of mics a little while back. However, if I'm looking at this again, then I think in terms of just like a starting out videographer, the Saramonic are probably the ones that I would buy for at that point. I'll tell you what, let me know what you think down below. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and yes,